What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and tonight is Victory Monday. That's right, we are not starting off with a Misery Monday. It's Victory. I know that out there in the media, the social media, all that stuff, it seems like maybe we lost, but it was a win, and a win is a win. So we're enjoying that, starting the season off undefeated, right? We want to keep building on that, but a lot of mistakes were had, a lot of things that definitely went down. So I would like to talk about that with you tonight. So I hope you're all having a great Monday night. Hope your week is off to a great start. Any comments, any questions that you have, I want to hear it. This is the show. Let me know how you're feeling about it. I know a lot of thoughts on Jonathan Gannon. We talked about last night. Jordan Davis, what are we doing here? Only 22 snaps. Doesn't make any sense. So we talked about adding these pieces. Nakobe Dean, only 3 snaps. I understand that. You've got guys that are actually more, a veteran presence, in that position that you need. But Nakobe Dean, that's fine. But Jordan Davis, what? We literally brought him in so that he could stop the run, which we were not doing. I saw a stat that when he was in, they were getting 3 yards per carry. When he was out, they were getting 10 yards per carry. So it's like, yeah, there was a reason we wanted him, right? So why not use him? Now, I understand it's a long season, maybe his conditioning, whatever. We do things differently in camp now. I don't know, whatever their excuse is, but did not like that. Was not a fan. But I did love what the offense was able to do. I loved a lot of things, but there were definitely things we talked about, probably starting sloppy, could see a sloppy game, but a little sloppier than I would have liked. Didn't get pressure, didn't do things that I thought this team should be able to do. But again, week 1 of a 17-game season, and I think that this team is capable of doing a lot of things. And you obviously have to take time to gel and get things on on the same page. But it was a close one last night. So I understand there's a lot of people upset, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to lose my mind, fire Jonathan Gannon, do this, switch everyone's positions, do that, the other. I don't understand it. A lot of overreactions today. We lose Derek Barnett, who everybody said we should have cut, traded, is the worst player ever. Now all of a sudden he's the best player we ever had. Now we better start switching guys that are starters into his role that they could never play. What? Wild times out there. No, Teron Jackson will fill in for that. If you guys are looking for any kind of explanation about that, check out the video from earlier. But I just wanted to jump on top of this because wild times. What's going on, my man? What's up? Look at my profile. Is that Philly 500? Herschel is doing well. Hope you're doing well, my man. A lot of confidence in secondary. And I know defensive line looked bad, but they do have a good O-line. But yeah, great offensive line. We have one of the best, if not I think it is the best offensive line in the game. But the defense, we talk about this. It's going to take time to gel. And yesterday it was like, what the So I saw some really nice things. Kaiser White, James Bradbury. Now, CJ Gardner-Johnson had some missed tackles, but he had some great plays too. And I understand he's just playing free safety for the first time. He predominantly played last night, but he did play some box safety. He did play a couple snaps at nickel. So I think that his versatility is going to be opened up as he learns the playbook. And look, guys, I'm not going to lose sleep over this. I know the Lions were hungry. They had a crazy offseason, hard knocks. It was in their stadium. That's great. But home game this upcoming week, big test. So, it starts in the trenches. Let's go whoop some ass. So let's see. No, I have no idea what happened to Dak Prescott. Yes, I heard what happened to Dak Prescott, my man. Do you think Juergens can be penciled in next to Kelsey if Seumalo looks bad again? No, I would not do that. I think Seumalo was all right. I thought this offensive line looked all right. I think there were some plays that they definitely got pressure, but I'm not benching Mailata because of that. I'm not benching Seumalo because of that. I think that we just need to get on the same page. Things will be just fine. 1% better every day is cool, but we're going to need much more with adjustments. Well, these guys just need to gel together. I mean, we all knew that going into this game that they never played together, and there were 5 new starters. So something we all knew going into this game. Philadelphia got the win. Washington, they did. They definitely did. For sure. Meant Detroit. What are you talking about here? Last thing I remember you said was something about Seumalo, but no doubt. No doubt. Yes, I heard about Dak Prescott. What is going on? Detroit is probably one of the best O-lines in the league. Yeah, they do, man. And we talked about, Tommy Kramer being out. He was the one filling in for Vitae, try to attack there. Didn't even have, Davis in. So going against Frank Ragnow, I understand that. But hey, Marlon Tuipulotu was in there doing great things. But we talked about him. He could be one of those guys that you use in certain, areas. So, look, man, there were other players that you should have been using. Oh, hold up. Should have been other players used in different areas, but we'll see. I don't know how this does. How do I get to it? There we go. Think I'm going to donate every time until YouTube adds your join button. I see you were saying that last time, and I don't know what that is, the join button. So I'm looking forward to it. But hell yeah, my man, definitely. And I appreciate you, dude. I really do. Means the world that you guys are so supportive, and you've definitely been more than supportive from day one. So I truly appreciate it, my man. I really do. But I thought I said what's up. I thought I clicked your thing at first, but these, when they pop up, they change. I'm trying to keep up with it, but I truly, truly appreciate you. I hope you're having a great night, my man. I know that was a tough game for your Jags last night. Carson Wentz, he was getting his revenge, that little son of a bitch. But you guys are young, a lot of promise there. So look, man, yesterday was exactly what I talked about on your show, right? Expect some bumpy roads. Don't get ahead of yourself. And, some people were a little upset about that. It's like, oh, I thought you said this team could be a Super Bowl contender. It's like, I do. I think they could still. I think if they gel and get things going, they have the talent to do that. And they have the defense. And look, you got to actually use those players, though. And you have to use those schemes we talked about. You can't just be running these even fronts that I don't think this team is really built for. So more odd, I think you get more success. So that's just my opinion. Channel is criminally underrated. You have the best Eagles. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. Lonely Bee. Look, man, just trying to keep spreading that brotherly love and trying to, counteract all that damn misinformation out there and people overreacting. And it's like, look, man, I understand the frustration, and there has been frustration since last year, and there needed to be things added this year. And look, a lot of those things, you can't just throw together and expect to happen right away. And we talked about this. This isn't Madden. This isn't, on paper, everything looks fine and dandy, but it's going to take time. Now, again, did I sit there yesterday and was like, see, this is great. I knew it was going to be. No, it sucks. I understand that, but I have to come here and explain, I myself have learned to calm down, because it's like, look, man, these are things that happen all the time at the beginning of the season. You have to realize, things are going to be worked out. And this is still a very young coaching staff, still a lot of very young players. And I think that this team is still heading in the right direction. You got to win. So we got to be excited about that. Lions are certainly going to surprise lots of teams going forward. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think, they really are much improved. And we talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. We talked about, DJ Chark being added there. TJ Hawkinson's a beast. Goff's laughable, but they've got a damn good offensive line. And, of course, DeAndre Swift and, dude, Jamal Williams. What a great 1-2 combo. So they aren't, just somebody you are going to run over. But look, I thought we could definitely beat their ass. I thought this team could come out a little more polished. But again, this offseason, we really, it's a different approach we took. We still got the win, but it's like, you could see it. They definitely need some work, lots of it. So I'm okay with it, man. Trust me. Do I want to see this next week? No, I'm going to be at that game, and I will be pissed if that goes down. So yeah, I want the same thing as everybody, but I'm not going to. We got to fire everyone, switch their positions. It's like, whoo, we're back now, aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But, love to see the love shared here. And yes, I saw that, my man. Dallas was the only team that lost in our division. Lonely Bee, can't disagree, man. I can't thank you guys enough. You're awesome. You mean the world to me that you come in here and, not just like tooting, but you guys have great, questions, and you bring your own knowledge to the game. So I love that, man. And I always tell you guys, go check out ECG's channel here, man. I really think that you guys will be more than impressed. So please go do that. And, this isn't about like, saying how good I am. This is about literally telling you thank you, because it means the world that you guys, I know your stuff. So if you like mine, that means I'm doing something right. That's what I'm trying to get off. I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm lost in the damn weeds here, but I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you. I know that. This isn't a question about the game, but what would you think about signing Camilo Torres? Nice cracks out of the Barnett IR. We actually will have 2 open roster spots after we put him on there, but I'm good, man. I've seen a lot of people. We got to start making trades, signing people. We got to switch, defensive tackles, defensive ends. We got to use Sam linebackers. No, 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 no. I'm not doing those things. That's what Teron Jackson is for, and that's why we wanted him to make this roster. So I'm all on board. And he was inactive this game, and we talked about it. It's like, you didn't need to carry as many. You have 3 edge rushers as your rotation there with Sweat and Graham back and Barnett. But now it's just Jackson takes the role of Barnett. And, that's essentially the 3rd defensive end. 2nd, and they're all getting snaps. We talked about that. And look, he's not the same player, but I'm really excited about Teron Jackson's future. And I think that, it's crazy to me what's happening today that, people are saying all these things because, this offseason, everyone's like, don't bring back Derek Barnett. Like, he sucks, this, that, the other thing. And now all of a sudden we better go get a replacement for the 3rd string defensive end. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying. It's just, to me, we've got something in-house, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But, hey, man, that's, you could do a lot of things. There are a lot of trades, a lot of signings. You could go after a guy that they maybe liked in the draft on someone's practice squad. Yes, you could definitely do that, man. And they will definitely want to do that by adding someone to the practice squad. Now, the only reason I wouldn't want to go after someone like Teray is you got to bring him onto the active roster. I don't think we really need to do that right now. You've got Teron Jackson. So maybe we use that active roster spot 1 on a returner. And then the next spot, I think maybe we could add something to the defense still. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe another safety, maybe a more veteran presence that could help someone that's never played safety. And Anthony Harris, that's unfortunate what happened, all that stuff there. But it is what it is, man. But it's a great question, though, Alex. And look, I just think that you definitely want to add someone on our practice squad. I just don't think I want to add anyone to the active roster because of this. But if they do, it's perfectly fine with me. It's for membership. I don't know what you mean, the join button. Gotcha. I don't even know what they'd be a member to. Aren't you guys already subscribers? I don't understand any of this stuff. I should probably check it out. But I appreciate all you guys. I was yelling at my screen, where's Davis? I was losing my mind, dude, because when I saw him, I'm like, see, that's what he does. And then it was like, am I tripping here? Or what? Is he hurt? Did something happen? So you guys know I was losing my shit, dude. And I was telling you guys last night, during the post-game and halftime show, I was talking to the trainer there, and it was just like, are we what? John, what? What are you doing, Gannon? What are you doing? Get Jordan Davis out there. I will not accept that against Dalvin Cook. Now, again, they've got Justin Jefferson, so they've got a lot of weapons. You better be playing a much different defense there. So I'm with you. I'll have to check into that, man. Definitely, for sure. I have no clue anything about it. So you can put tiers. No doubt. Hopefully nobody's crying, but maybe I have them laughing that hard. People saw Gannon do a couple of blitzes and got excited. He's got better schematically and with personnel choices. Well, I don't want to see too much more. I like that how he blitzes. I'm not against what he does there. I think, again, he needs to work on those things. He's got the right idea, but you got to use those players you have. And again, I don't know if it's Jordan Davis just isn't there. I don't know. I really have no idea why. I'd love to be able to ask them, but we've got other people asking those questions, so you don't get to hear much from them. Yeah, man, definitely less even fronts. You got to have more odd. And I think, you were kind of referring to, the blitzes, people getting excited about it. It's like, yeah, you don't need to see that. That's not like, oh, yeah. And I hear what you're saying. Like, what you want to see is pressure, period. And it doesn't matter how you get it, but you're not getting it with those 4-man fronts. So that's what I'm trying to say with that. Odd man fronts, man, it really, the way you drafted and signed these people, it's made for that. So, and we had success doing it in this game. So what the I don't know. First 5 weeks going to be the roughest part. And that's 100% correct, ECG. And we talked about it. The first quarter of the damn year is going to be possibly tough. And look, you have your division matchup after the Vikings here with Washington. Carson Wentz. It's going to be an emotional game. It's going to be crazy. I think, a lot of things going into this first 4 weeks. And there's going to be a lot of mistakes. And we talked about this. But if we can just walk away with wins while we're struggling and learn from that, I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with that. I really am. And I think, this team, it's going to get people upset. But I'm not there yet, man. Not there. Not yet. Playing 3-man fronts allows us to utilize more edge rushers, Sam spot, Red X usage is criminal. Exactly. And you talk about, I mean, I don't know how many videos I could have effing made this all season. I talked about the odd man fronts, man. And when you're looking at that 3, then you're looking at 5, when those dudes are standing up and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's that guy doing? And then he's got his hand in the dirt. That is unstoppable. They were not doing anything. You remember what I said, 3 yards per carry with Davis in there. That's when they were running them. And even when Tuipulotu was in there, he was dominating. So, and they had 10 yards per carry when Davis was out. So it's like, dude, what are we doing here? So get your head out of your ass, watch the tape, do whatever you need to do. But I didn't make those videos for nothing, Jonathan Gannon. I'll kick his ass, dude. I will be the first to whoop his ass. Yeah, man. And look, I'm always going to call them out on their stuff, but I'm also going to look past what's just right here, because you have to be able to understand that it is a lot of new things happening. And with those new pieces, you're able to do new things. You're asking other people to do new things that were already here. But this is a great group of guys that really fit what Jonathan Gannon is trying to do. And I think if he just calls the plays right, and if you have the right personnel out there, dude, you're going to find success. And I think a lot of that depends on a lot of these guys getting their head out of their ass and figuring things out, working together. And that's okay. 5 new starters, and there's 11 starters, guys. So almost half are new players. And you've got guys, the way depth rolls in, you've got a lot of guys that, have never played before. So I'm really just trying to, I'm trying not to lose my mind over how much people are losing their mind, because it's like, what the hell? First week of the season, I said the Jags would lose. Can't stand Trevor Lawrence. Knew he wouldn't be his cup on the shelf. Yeah, I love it. And look, I'm not a huge believer in him either, but we'll see what his career holds. Dougie P, if he can get anything out of anybody, he will, man. So excited to still see you guys here soon. And I think, with those running backs, very exciting. The receivers you got, so still a bright future of some fun on Sundays to watch. Think Dallas beats us, ECG, because Dak is out? No, I don't think that he beats us. Oh, you're asking ECG? Yeah. Still can see us starting 6-0, but we have a lot of work. And that's my point. As long as we can walk away with wins, I'm perfectly fine with struggling. And I expect those struggles, and you don't want to see the sloppiness and the not having players in. You don't want to see that. Like, what are we doing here? That's not what I want to see, So those things, that's on the coaches. So a lot of missed tackles from players too, though. And again, I think that people just being on the same page and people feeling more comfortable, playing more with, their eyes and less with their minds, thinking about what they have to do and just reacting instead. I think that's a big part of the game that people miss out on. So, and it is, and it's self-inflicted. And I think, some dumb penalties for us, but not calling penalties. And I'm not saying, oh, please, I want penalties. But, bro, like every time Hurts slid, they were just smashing them. I'm like, am I tripping? Or it is what it is. But, yeah, you can't blame anyone but yourself for that, those struggles. And that's what they need to do. And I think that's what they are doing, man. This team, I love that they're so resilient. And I think this is a good thing for them. They're getting hyped up finally after everyone was talking crap for so long these last couple of weeks. Everybody's on board all of a sudden. I think a reality check was needed. And I think it brings, the median fans, let them go away. And then it brings the players back down to reality. Like, all right, dude, we got to fight. We got a lot of things and a long ways to go. So a lot of things to work on, and I'm okay with that. Dallas beats the Eagles is because of their defense. Yeah, and they can definitely make plays on defense. And Micah Parsons can wreak havoc. Diggs can always pick you off, and I don't even want to talk about the past. But I think this team, without Dak is obviously in a tough spot. But you never know. Any given Sunday. Respect that. Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Remember, they almost beat us last year with DiGiorno out there, Ben DiNucci, whatever. Hopefully this game will shut up the Hurts haters. Yeah, man. He did great. He had like 333 total yards, 243 passing yards, right? And 90 rushing yards. So 18 for 32 is not the greatest you want to see, but he had some little mistakes, but he made some great throws, that long bomb to A.J. Brown. But just seeing what A.J. Brown is able to do, those quick slants, things like that, people complain about it. It's like, that's what he's brought in here for. I mean, and what a damn debut he had. 13 targets, 10 catches, 155 yards. That's pretty damn good. And I know he wanted a touchdown. I wanted him to get a touchdown. I also wanted Dallas Goedert to get a touchdown. I would have won a lot of money on a parlay with the Eagles defense, Miles Sanders and him getting a touchdown. But, yeah, that didn't happen. So he did get south to the 1 yard line, though, enough for me to Be heartbroken. So just like an Eagles game, just getting profusely kicked in the saddle. I will be in a second here. Yes, indeed. But I wanted to talk to you guys first. Now the Cowgirls are scrambling to admit who runs the East. Yeah, well, we do. So, oh yeah. And I never want to see anybody get hurt, but that's not good for them. Perfect game to humble ourselves. And exactly. And we talked about what a tune-up game. You had to tune yourselves up. And I thought we'd maybe do it in the second half. And we did not do that. So you better do it soon. King James the Third. That's freaking hilarious because I always refer to myself as King Jameson the First. It's my Xbox name, whatever. But that's great. King James the Third. Love it. Nice to see you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope your week is off to a great start. It's Victory Monday. I know it was sloppy, but a win is a win. We got a home game coming up Monday. Excited about it. And yeah, they were ready to rock and roll, Todd. They really were. They meant business. And we went in their house and they showed it. But we got the fans out for a little. They came back. It was wild times for sure. Just need to keep fighting and develop chemistry along the way. Exactly, my man. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly what you do. And 1% better every day. And you learn from, and you have a lot of mistakes to learn from. So I'm happy about it. And if you make the same ones, then I'm going to be pissed. But we talked about this even last year, dude. Just keep building on that. And people just want to be negative, and it's like, look at what we did, man. So Lions key word for training camp was grit. Well, the Eagles show grit and that dog mentality, baby. And that's right. And look what the offense was able to do. And I know, there were some missed throws and things that people were upset about, didn't throw the ball more. I wanted us to just run the ball all the time. And it was only like 13 rushes for Miles Sanders, 96 yards. He had like 7.4 yards per carry. That's pretty awesome. So I think that you got to keep running the ball. All running backs had a rushing touchdown. Again, Hurts had like 90 rushing yards. So I think we have that dog mentality. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about this offense. So dog mentality. And exactly, what do I think about the offense? Man, I really thought it was impressive, and I think that wanted to see things opened up. And at times they got opened up. We saw some deep shots. We saw some things, but also we didn't. And I think we expected that week 1, and this is okay. Week 2, you got the Vikings, and I think that you're going to need to keep opening the playbook up more. I need to see more passes from Jalen Hurts next week because they're going to put up more points. So it's simple as that. But I want to see his progression and Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni's understanding, their progression there. So I want to keep seeing everyone grow here, and I think we got to see that. But I think I saw a lot of passing yesterday, and a run-heavy team, we know the number 1 rushing attack last year, who ran the ball the most last year. So we're going to see a lot of running, but I think they did try to help him by opening things up slowly. So maybe we're just not showing all of our cards yet. And I'm not saying like, oh, yeah, we're purposely trying to lose. I'm just saying that didn't have to do certain things or maybe didn't feel comfortable just yet. Maybe just, trying to get things going here a little. So we'll see how things go next week, man. Big test. Really happy to see Marlon performing well. Yes, man. Looked like he was right last preseason. Pretty sure he was dealing with something. Yeah, man. And it was crazy. You guys remember when I was doing my roster projections, I kept saying, and I kept leaving him off. And every video I kept saying, I really am struggling keeping this kid off. But it's the fact that he just looks like a beast out there. But it's like, are we really keeping 12 linemen? And we did. And it's like, holy shenanigans. I was like, could we really keep 11? And we kept 12. So that's insane, and I think he deserves every second of it. And right there, why, Alex? He showed it in a game where it's like, dude, I don't give a shit about where you draft someone, where this person, that get them in there if they're dominating, and that's what he was doing. So I love it, man. And yes, that draft class looks phenomenal. So the low area, yeah. And look, he threw some nice long ones though, so I was okay with it. But yeah, a lot of dinking and dunking. But I think maybe just training wheels right now, and we'll see some bigger things next week. This ex-bum of a GM on national media, Mike Tannenbaum, is a big Eagles and Hurts hater. Oh, yeah. Let's see who he got. Oh, yeah. He's a bum. They're all bums, man. I don't pay attention to those people. I want to see the play calling more unpredictable. Well, I want to see him pound it down the rock and use that play action and just keep doing what they're great at, man. So, yeah, you're very unpredictable when you do those things. My man, Drew in the building. What is going on, dude? Hope you're having yourself a great night. It's Victory Monday in these parts, so just discussing the game with you guys, wanted to hear your thoughts about it, wanted to discuss with you what you had thought, so I've really been enjoying what you guys have said. I'm going to probably cut it off in like next 5 minutes here. You're going to have to roll out, but then the game is on too. But any questions, comments, anything you guys have, Drew, appreciate you tuning in, man. But I thought this team looked great, man, on offense, but defense, truly atrocious. So we got to work on those things, man. But other than that, that's really all that was on my mind. Keep running that damn ball. More rushes, more. Make things easier on Hurts, but open that playbook up when you do. Those are the keys there on offense. I thought the offensive line had some struggles there, but Sayamalu getting acclimated to right guard, I think everything will be fine there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think you have all the right pieces in place. Maybe add like a veteran safety to help out back there if you don't feel comfortable with what Epps and Gardner Johnson were doing back there. And Gardner Johnson still very new to safety. And look, he's played some, but this is a new system at a position he's not really familiar. So, and he's got the skill, so it'll be fine. I just think that these are things that take time. And again, one of those things I think people forget is it's much easier when you're doing things with your eyes rather than your mind. When you are just reacting rather than having to think and then react, it's much easier. So allow this to take a little time here, guys. Let's be patient. But Drew, I hope you're having a great night, man. I really appreciate you taking the time here. But got a few minutes left. So anything on your mind, let me hear it. I think I heard the Eagles are 6th youngest team in the NFL. A team so young should expect growth throughout the season. It's a promising team. Lonely Bee. Exactly. Something I mentioned many times. And I think, I obviously mentioned it earlier in this video saying, they're young and you need to understand that it takes that time. So really appreciate you tuning in, Lonely Bee, with a great comment there. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. And it really just, it's not going to get an overreaction out of me. Not that game. I'm excited we won. I'm glad we won, or things would be hellfire and brimstone. We're firing. We're firing people. We're switching positions. We're trading. It's like, what the No. So, if you guys are interested in that Derek Barnett quick breakdown, there's a video on that from earlier. I don't know where people get this stuff. Why would we switch a defensive tackle into Derek Barnett's edge rusher position in this scheme? No way in hell would a defensive tackle play that. And not even a Sam linebacker would play that. So, yeah. Anyways, I just really, there's no reason to freak out. I don't understand it, but I think people always are yearning for a reason to freak out. And that's what we are seeing here today, ladies and gentlemen. But enjoy it, man. The players are trying to. You saw Hurt's speech. You saw Sirianni. These guys are going to build on this, man. They're going to keep getting better. And, hey, man, a win is a win. These guys fight, dude. They do everything they can to win. So they know they got to work on things, and they're going to. I don't think the defense was as bad as it looks. I think everyone's underestimated Detroit talent. But, yes, Randy. Look, that was my point earlier. We've got the talent here, but you've got to have the personnel in there. You got to stop running those even fronts. I've talked about that all offseason. I want to see those odd fronts. I want to see the 3, the 5-man fronts out there. I want to see you demolishing people, stopping the run, making them one-dimensional. So I'm not worried about it at all. I'm just worried. I'm not. I think Jonathan Gannon will get his head out of his ass. But the thing to worry about would be if we just kept doing the same thing. If you do that, then we got a problem. But you've got to be different next week. And maybe they're so afraid of the Vikings they didn't want to show things. That's ridiculous. But I just really think that this team is going to come out doing much different things next week, or Jonathan Gannon will have to go. But I think I'm not in that state of mind at all with people. Like, the dude's got a very bright mind. He has the right idea. And there were times that it was working. I just really would love if I were have a media press pass, and be able to sit there and ask, I would just ask why Jordan Davis was not played. I just really, it drives me insane, but get the real answer. And I will try to get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. But, been hearing dumb takes all day, tuning in for the real, my man. And, I always try to get those linemen and the offensive linemen. Always talk a lot to the defensive linemen in practice. So I try to get as much info that I can relate to you as I can. But I don't know, man. I just think that some dumbass decisions is kind of what it brews down to right here. And I think, letting the vets get the play time, and Cox and Hargrave weren't doing that great, man. And there's a reason. I talked about it all off season, right? I mean, you play the personnels we talked about, the schemes we talked about, and that is how you find success. And Jordan Davis out there, 22 snaps out of 69. No, unacceptable. So I expect to see more from the young guys. And, Nakobe Dean at 3 snaps. Okay. TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, and TJ led the snaps. But I think that both of them, I understand why Nakobe. But as I said, I think, by a few weeks in, that kid will be one of the leaders in snaps. So I think eventually he'll get in there. This defense is going to keep growing. So stay patient, ladies and gentlemen. But I appreciate you taking the time on this beautiful Victory Monday. And if you guys have any further questions, comments, you can always comment down below. I'm always down to talk some birds. So it could be 3 a.m., it could be 6 a.m., morning, night, don't care when it is. I'm always down. So whenever I see it, always get back to you. But if you got anything from this, you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe, turn that notification bell on. And you'll be talking with us next time when we're talking birds. And hopefully it's much more positive Victory Tuesday. I guess it would be next week. But yeah, so the schedule this week's going to be the same thing because I'll be in Philly, so it's going to be weird. So tomorrow, Behind Enemy Lines, getting to know the Vikings. We're moving on, talking about the Vikings, getting to know their roster, their injuries, how they did this week, all that great stuff that you need to know. I'm going to let you know. So tune in tomorrow. Can't wait to talk some birds with you. It's going to be an exciting season. I can feel it. I know it feels a little scary right now. The media's got you. Well, we should just trade everyone. We should switch positions. We should fire all the coaches. No. I think we should grow like a flower and build. Sorry, a little Sirianni there. But I hope you all had yourselves a fantastic Monday. And I hope your week is off to a great start. But again, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. But until next time, you stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!